All right, folks, we're back. We also just got a new Twitch Prime sub. And upon getting back, thank you to Airy Twitch for the Twitch Prime. Glad to have you on board. As my voice cracks there slightly. But yeah, this has been a pretty nice set of qualifiers, and things have been running pretty smoothly. And we're almost at the second set of rematches, I guess, and whatever. Again, this is Time versus aLive. We saw this once earlier today. We're finding it again here now. Winner of this plays against Super. The winner of that plays against Jockshi for the very last qualifying slot. So, very interesting to see who gets through at this point. If Time ends up winning on the rematch here, it'd be cool to see him play against Super. But if I'm going to be brutally honest, I feel like aLive played that first series so convincingly. I think Time's going to have to work really hard for a chance at this.
Yeah, Time's TvP looked great. Actually, I thought that looked very smooth. Even if you guys consider Hush like a bad opponent, consider that we were criticizing Time pretty heavily against BioIce, even though he won that 2-0 as well. And then the TvT against aLive, well, we know how that worked out. aLive looked really good. So maybe Time's forte is just TvP. I'm not convinced he's actually like a TvT god underneath a bad start.
All right, well, guys, I have to run to take care of something really quick, so ZombieGrub's got you for now. Camera's on you. See you in a few minutes.
Okay. On the top right is the red Terran. He is aLive. And in the bottom left is the blue Terran. It is Time. So, to Time's credits, while it was a 2-0 in favor of aLive, that... There's one game, right, where, like, he actually looked pretty good. I'm trying to make sure that it wasn't a Gumiho game instead, because, of course, we've been casting a lot of TvTs lately. Top 4 were, TvTs. Gumiho eventually won out against all those Terrans. In the lower bracket, we do have one Protoss left. That is Super, who's going to be the opponent waiting for one of these guys, but then everyone else is Terran. No Zergs. Actually... I guess Bly was a decent Zerg. He actually got taken out by Time. And then Sue didn't actually show up. Or no, he got 2-1 and then he just decided not to play in the losers bracket. Yeah, it was a forfeit. And then BioIce. Yeah, there was like I guess a decent number of Zergs in the starts, but really not that many. But Terrans prevail. This was basically the Korean bracket, I suppose. Even though it's the wild card, like everyone's allowed to play. And the default server is actually NA. There's a lot of Korean shit up for it because it is a better time for Koreans. Anyway, as I was saying, Time actually had a decent game, but it just wasn't. It was kind of what we talked about before the start of the series, the first time these guys played, which was a couple hours ago. So just to remind everyone, I suppose, like we just talked about how, while Time gets a lot of credit for being very good, and that's really awesome, and he gets a lot of credit from really good players, there's definitely a difference between when players say, like, oh, he's really, really good at playing on ladder, he's got, like, good mechanics and blah, 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 and actually performing in a tournament. And I feel like that was kind of what described Time vs. aLive last time, where, like, Time didn't do anything necessarily bad. He wasn't, like, banking 500 minerals. He didn't have, like, terrible micro. It's just that I think, like, the experience of aLive really showed through, and then of course what may have been superior mechanics, but I'm not sure I could actually blame that. Time's looked pretty good on his macro so far. Let's see what his micro looks like specifically with these two Reapers. He is following up with a Hellion as well as getting a Tech Lab and a Starport back at home. His Reapers will definitely take on aLive's, but aLive's going to buy as much time as possible, and maybe save it? Oh, okay, he risked the grenade to try and save it even more, but that doesn't work out ever. He bought enough time, though, to obviously finish the command center, but also to get 2 more Marines and a Widowmine to pop out. That Widowmine might just take a freebie hit. Yep, it is. At least only let one of the Reapers die. The Cyclone, there's the Hellion, yeah. The Cyclone also comes up, and that is a little bit scary if there wasn't high ground advantage. Well, even so, it's still scary. Actually, the Cyclone of aLive, well, it should save him. He's still quite a ways off, and the medevac can't really help either with all the Marines dead. So Time, I think the last time these guys played Time, this was a very familiar situation, and he just went on top of a Widowmine, and the Cyclone died. This time the Reaper took that shot and ended up being a bit better, so that was much scarier, but aLive does still hold. Gonna immediately counterattack too. The Cyclone could start. Oh. Either way, it could have done some damage to the medevac, but it ends up actually dying. Oh, it's buying like 10 seconds though. That's really nice. That was better than it was supposed to do. But aLive's not looking for a lot of damage, but if he catches a couple of units, then it's usually worth, and gets out alive, of course, with the medevac, then always worth. If you could get a cancel, or not a cancel, a stall out in the command center, that would be, I think, best, and he just barely does. It's 71 out of 71, but the SCV died, so still counts as a stall out. There's quite a bit of damage, but again, it's not enough units to really stop the command center from ever finishing, and an SCV gets the last millisecond on it anyway, so it's done. It's over with. The third command center, though, what Time is building to make up for the later natural command center, that also could have been stalled out. Does not get the last hit, plus Time was already prepared to pull another SCV into it, so not a lot of harm done. But this is aLive really utilizing the medevac micro. Other side of the map, it looks like Raven was trying to harass and almost killed the Viking plus a number of SCVs, but missed out on all options. And aLive is just getting damage done without any repercussions. He's slipped a little bit on his macro as he supply blocks right now. Oh, no, he wasn't actually. He's putting Spy Depot. Never mind then. He's on top of things. That's for like 2 seconds. Doesn't count. aLive looks really good. I killed 5 SCVs, but I think only one of them was from the auditory harassment. And losing a Raven is quite expensive. If Time had just kept that back at home, it would have been able to help out with an auditory, the natural, and then the units in the main, and it maybe would have even killed the medevac, but with it going across the map, it didn't really work out like that. So he did make another Raven. I guess he thought it was worthwhile. This is what Gumio did too. Anyway, we'll see if it is worthwhile, basically. Like, it's a lot of gas to put into that, but it might be worth it. Thanks to Heatsink for the 18-month resub, as well as Spectral SC for the new sub. Thanks very much. I almost toasted that pretty hard. Spectral C. Anyway. Of course, it is bio versus bio, and Stim is close enough to timing out to each other. +1, though, obviously in favor of aLive. aLive also has not gone for a third CC yet, so eventually he could fall behind. You know, Time's actually already surpassed him in SCVs, even by a very small amount. That's because aLive stopped making them on 2 bases. Now, aLive does have a much better army supply, and he'll be looking to use that to, well, first of all, win the game, but then, second of all, apply enough pressure to probably get his own third base. Very rarely do you see a true 2-base all-in from a Terran player, because if they have to stall out and siege up and whatever, then they're gonna find the minerals for third CC.
I got the camera again, and that was a nice catch out of Time with that Raven, but he doesn't really react. No Marines were repositioned. Everything's not good, and this is a big-ass drop out of aLive. There's got a +1 weapon upgrade lead. Marine versus Marines, good enough, but the 3 tanks are set up so nicely.
Yeah, this is doing a lot of damage very quickly. Almost 20 SCVs go down. A tank goes down. Reinforcements coming through the middle as well. It's a little bit dangerous to do. You don't know where aLive's army or Time's army is, but there just isn't much of it. So
it's a good guess that at this point, though, Time's army would all be responding to the main, and it's kind of the case. One Cyclone makes it to the natural. Marines stim in. Siege tank sets up. This is actually going to get cleaned up if he does this correctly, but the problem is the main base is still picking off add-ons. It's pushing back that starport. There's no mining going on whatsoever.
Raven finally makes it to the main base, but it's not doing very much.
The turret's actually in such a good spot that it wards it from getting too close. So yeah, 5 workers to 24 killed. Let's not forget that Time has had so much pushed off of this with reactors and tech labs going down. The command center gets lifted. I mean, thank goodness for that. But the third base, which should have been getting him ahead, ends up getting caught, and the SCV's pushed away from this.
Time is reacting to these extra engagements rather quickly, to his credit, but it just means he's not dealing with the main. Full micro right there, but not enough.
And the Marines come in, they can just focus the command center if they wanted to. They're going to focus on combat shields instead. That's a huge thing to deny. It's going to burn with 5 seconds to go.
And aLive's combat shields just finishes up.
Oh my god. So now the Marines, it's not even going to be close to a fair fight. Not only did aLive, he came into this with an upgrade lead. Time made up for that. Unfortunately, though, combat shields is too big of a difference. As we can see, a small amount of Marines, kind of the Spartans holding up against the large numbers for so long. Command center lands, it's repairing, but aLive's ready to go with another attack all the way to the north, and this base is not well defended.
aLive focus fired with his last 2 tanks too. It was really nice. And yes, he did start his 3rd command center. I mean, he knows he's in a lead here, but there's a potential that if he just kept continuing with 2 base all in, that time would eventually hold. And
oh god,
just not worth it. Throw it down.
It's unfortunate to watch this die for time because, as you said, like to his credit, GG's, he had some actually really great responses to the like attack 2, attack 3s. Like he couldn't deal with the main, which I think really sucks because he should have seen that coming. I think Marines should have been in position to intercept that. But that aside, his reaction time to the other attacks was fantastic.
It was. Kind of got whereas other people would start to just really mess up everywhere and the snowball effect would occur just multitasking wise, he actually kind of went Super Saiyan, like really started to get on top of things, but it was too late.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into the second game here in just a moment. Again, the path has been determined at this point. It's the winner of this versus Super and the winner of that versus Jockshi for the remaining games today for the rest of this qualifier. We said it at the beginning of the cast. I'm going to bring it up again now for those that have already like seen the schedule and written things down. Unfortunately, with IEM qualifiers getting kind of placed smack dab on top of ours, we're going to have to move some things around. I know they didn't do it intentionally. Like IEM's actually, shout out to Apollo, who has been working pretty closely with not just us, but the other community casters and all this. This is like the first time in a long time we've had this hiccup, and it kind of sucks because if they had done their European qualifiers while we were doing our Korean qualifiers or vice versa, there'd be no issues. But they're doing their European while we're doing our European, they're Korean while we're doing our Korean, so we're gonna have to shuffle things around. So right now, this TING qualifier going underway is great. 2 thumbs up. We will have to move many of the other ones, 3 or 4 of them in the near future, as well as the BTSL first monthly finals will have to be moved as well.
Oh well.
I mean, it's a headache more than it is a problem. It's just a matter of getting it done. But just letting people know because the dates were posted several months ago and several weeks ago. So if people have like already written, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch the Korean qualifiers" or things like that. Just be aware that those may change in the very near future. But okay, well, they're going to change. Anyways, game number 2, spawning down here to the south. He's currently up 1 game. It's going to be the Red Terran player aLive.
In its opposition as the blue Terran, he is Time.
So I had a thought on something completely random and not related to anything else. You know, we've talked before about how your headphones give your hair like that little bit of like extra volume or whatever you want to call it, like the headphone effect.
They give a little poof to the top, yeah.
Little poof to the top. I know you're not someone who does like a bunch of products with their hair and stuff, but do earmuffs work the same way for you?
No.
Oh.
It seems to be the size and the shape of this headset actually in particular.
I was saying because you've been wasting these winter months, zombie girl.
Nah, it doesn't work out that much at all. Plus, if it's winter, I'm not gonna be wearing only earmuffs. I'm gonna be wearing a hat too, so it doesn't matter.
Oh man, you need to find some like ridiculous cat earmuffs that you could bring to the Nation Wars finals.
Yo, I almost bought the cutest earmuffs and the cutest gloves in Korea because they were like cat paws and cat ears.
Of course.
But I did it.
Of course.
I did.
Man, I was actually so depressed that I'm a big guy. All right, guys, let's just put that out there. But I was surprised at how small all the clothes in Korea were whenever we'd walk by these stores and shops. And it had nothing to do with like I was too big for any of them, but I was just like, man, even if I was like a lot smaller, I still don't think I would fit in like any of this stuff.
Yeah, most guys in Korea, well, non-Asian guys.
Slim, skinny sons of guns.
They have to go to Itaewon to buy like their shoes and shirts that actually fit and long enough pants. Yeah, definitely a thing. Most Korean girls wear like a size 6 shoe size US. I wear a size 9. It was not fun finding some place that actually had a size that went up that far. 9's about like the tip top that you can get. Maybe a 9.5.
Yeah, I'm like 11.5 men's or something.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time.
All right, well, Cyclone comes out of aLive for the opener. Back at home, Looks like Time is not going for a Cyclone, but indeed a Hellion, which I think is a little bit interesting. Perhaps expecting Reapers of some variety? No, he's going across the map with it. What is this? Just make a Reaper if you want to scout, man. What are you doing?
Nope.
Well, he will find 2 Reapers, but unfortunately, if he were to take that fight, he would lose that fight. And these 2 Reapers could actually take on the 4 Marines if they get up on the left side of the base. Oh, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, I mean, those Marines are pretty well positioned to attack anything coming up. So, it's pretty safe.
Alright, now I like the Widowmine, but the Banshee's going to make this a little bit of a problem. Because Time isn't throwing down much that will deal with this well. The Commander Center starts up, so there's a higher chance he has a scan available for it, which is cool. But with the medevac taking these Marines across the map, that means there's no Marines left at home. There's not going to be a missile turret at home. These Reapers should see this, although maybe not with that Watchtower. Let's see. No, it's
Already.
barely...
Oh, it'll go in.
Oh, he left the Watchtower though as it went into it!
Oh, no.
Oh.
Is under attack.
The Hellion distraction is real.
That ends up being a super legit Hellion distraction, because now there's nothing inside the natural base. These Marines are going to absolutely be able to kill that SCV. There is a Widowmine, so they won't be able to get too much further than this, but this should be a cancel.
You might be able to save it if it's not target fired, which is not going to be.
Yeah, grenades get some good shots.
Yeah, this is a nice defense by aLive. If he had only the Cyclone, I think Time might have been able to do it.
Well, of course, the live's not done yet, though. He'll have to deal with another drop coming back in a moment, but the Banshee does approach the other side. The Vikings out. Ravens...
Nope, not done. Oh, no.
Oh, there's no Raven. That's right. It's aLive who went for the Raven.
That is a good point, and he doesn't have scans.
No,
so
he just
that
muled.
would've
Oh,
been-
no. He
that
can just
could've
sit
been bad,
there.
But the cancel goes down to the natural of aLive. The drop got back in there, and aLive had pulled his units away.
It still might not be that bad, though, because all things considered, aLive should get like 10 workers, 9 workers from this.
That's a good point. Usually a scan is ready if they're not following up with a Raven. Just like Terrans know the timing, so they, play kind of paranoid for like 10, 15 extra seconds.
Yeah, I want to say, honestly, I think he just got a little bit cocky with the damage he was doing elsewhere. So for Time, yeah, 12 SCVs, a couple of Marines go down with this too. This was really cost effective on that Banshee. 5 Marines in total dead, 12 SCVs. Ouch.
Yeah. That Raven could also add to that count. The question, of course, is 12 SCVs worth an entire command center? And that's actually kind of a hard question to answer.
When this finishes up, we'll see. Like, if Time is caught up on SCVs, then, yeah, not that big of a deal. But it was still, for aLive, this was necessary damage. No doubt about it.
Yeah. It's really because the command center is finishing up. He put it down immediately. Like, once he canceled, he just went back and put it down. So that's nice for aLive, but it's like 2 mules versus 1 sometimes.
He's picked up everything, tanks included. There's only a landed Viking at home. These 2 Reapers might get away with a lot of damage. But that is a pretty big drop, and this base is going to finish up so you can lift it at least. The canceling again would have been devastating, but I feel like auto turrets should break this better than anything else. And yeah, these auto turrets coming from the backside. Cyclone comes in, and Time is dead with this attack.
Yeah. He loses a lot of army for that. They both trade out almost equally on the workers.
Reaper's still
aren't
killing.
mining either. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. aLive was winning the income war, and now still definitely will be.
Yeah, that really big spike is about to return, as we can see, just like a little bit like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah. So, yeah. 12 SCVs is definitely worth the command center.
More than that, I'm not looking at the SCVs or even the income right now. I'm looking at the 4 barracks that represents his lead, because Time can't even build the barracks to make the production for units he needs. Stim's also going to finish way sooner. Tanks are set up, and I think, unfortunately, our Chinese player is going to go out to aLive once again.
Yeah, it looks like it. aLive just is a special touch when it comes to TvT, I guess. Special hug.
He is particularly good at this matchup, which certainly is part of it, but yeah. Drops in the auto turret in the natural. 18 SCVs dead. Marine's going to kill a couple more on their way out. Turret's burning. Turret dies. Oh, jeez.
It pays off pretty well to be good at TvT as a Korean right now.
Yeah, considering we do see TvTs be the top of most things. When you look at most of the Lima leagues for last year, right? How many times were all 4 of the semifinalists Terran?
Well, he just attacked his own medevac, didn't he? I was like, why? Where did they get so low? Okay, well, anyway. aLive's getting a little overeager to kill Time. He doesn't have to be. He's
Yeah, but
gonna win no matter what.
again, the production from these barracks kind of gives them the freedom to be a bit sloppy. I will say, like, I understand Time's desire to try and stay in this. It is the loser's bracket. He's down a game. There is no other match to fall back to, so give it all you got. Picks this medevac off. Might feel great about it, not knowing what is or isn't inside. But oh, the Widowmine! Oh no! What a sick Widowmine out of aLive.
Yeah.
This is 1 kill, but really I should say like 9.
Good game.
All right, well, aLive will take the series and move on to fight against Super in a TvP. That will lead into the winner playing Jockshi, and that will wrap up the first qualifier. So we're almost at the end. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far, but we're going to go to a small break while we set this up. Stick around, and we'll see you guys in 2 minutes.